Another totally real, honest-to-goodness gamer gives another game a fairly bad score for 100% totally legit reasons, and we're gonna talk about it. I'm Fox, and this is RealMarcFoxx, your home for rational, reasonable, real gamers. Let's roll that intro.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
As of the release of this video, Black Myth Wukong is only days away.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
And of course, the embargo has lifted, so now all of the
game journalists
can release their reviews of the game, and guess what? It's almost universally positive, with only a few negatives being mentioned, one of which is performance.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
And of course, there have to be a handful of
game journalists
out there who decide to knock it for absolutely legitimate, totally valid, real gamer reasons. And one of those is Samar Abdian. Not sure how to pronounce it. No offense to this person. I just don't know the language pronunciation for that name. Samar Abdian decided to give Black Myth Wukong what kind of score? Let's take a look here. A 3 out of 5 stars.
Oh my God!
Which, in all honesty, should be right almost in the middle, right? 2.5 out of 5 is dead center, so 3 should mean it's good, but we all know in the modern gaming landscape that a 3 out of 5 is
absolute garbage,
because that's how we rate things nowadays. Anything under 7 is
total and complete trash.
Although honestly, a 5 should be a decent game, but nobody thinks of a 5 out of 10 as a decent game. We think if 5 out of 10 is utter and complete shovelware trash that only belongs in the trash bin.
And that I refuse to believe.
So what got this game a 3 out of 5 stars instead of a higher good score like 4 out of 5, or 5 out of 5, or 4.5 out of 5, or
4.25 out of 5.
I don't know whether they do half scores, but it doesn't matter. She says that the combat is fluid and fun. Cinematography can be breathtaking at times.
You're breathtaking. You're breathtaking.
Great diversity. There's the key word. We'll come back to that in a minute. Great diversity in items and mechanics. But game performance is unpolished. Well, that's an issue, and I haven't heard that from everyone, but some people are mentioning it. Lacking in inclusivity and diversity.
What?
It's fiction. We made it up.
Lacking in inclusivity and diversity. That's right, folks. All you real gamers out there, we know what we really care about. We know what real gamers care about, and it's diversity and inclusivity.
That's a bold statement.
I've had so many conversations with other real, actual gamers in real life, and I'll say to them, hey, how do you like the latest Call of Duty? And they'll say, well, Fox, I really enjoyed, except
I think it's lacking in inclusivity and diversity.
it just doesn't have the diversity that I think the game needs to be a real work of art. You see, I have a black wheelchair-bound, small person, lesbian, dragonkin friend, and Z doesn't feel comfortable playing the game because Z cannot put dragon wings on Zim's character. So in order to make this game more appropriate for Z to make Zim feel comfortable, we need dragonkin wings. I mean, after all, a game isn't fun if it's not diverse and inclusive. Am I right, folks? Of course,
I'm being sarcastic and facetious.
Nobody cares about diversity and inclusivity in games if they're a real gamer.
The modern gaming audience.
I'm a real gamer, and I know most of you out there watching are real gamers as well. And two really real gamers are Drunken Dwarf as a super real gamer and Fornelius Nolan. Thank you guys for your support. So who's not a real gamer? Well, let me tell you who's not a real gamer. Samar Abdian.
I don't know, maybe. Yes.
Senior staff writer at Screen Rant. She decided that she should dock some points from Black Myth Wukong because it lacks diversity and inclusivity. A Chinese game
Years ago, I was Chinese.
Starring a
Monkey Man.
set in a Chinese mythological setting doesn't have enough inclusivity and diversity. Because I guess Samar here thinks maybe Monkey Man should have been made black?
He said it! He said it!
Can we say that? Okay. My editor says we can't say that. And my editor is me, because I'm a one-man show.
This is a one-man circus.
Yeah, I think making the main character black would have come with a little bit of baggage.
Oh, really?
Because the main character is a monkey man. What would they have said if the main character was a black monkey man? We can only imagine.
That's crazy!
So let's read a little bit more about Samar Abdian, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Forgive me if I'm not. Samar Abdian is a senior gaming guides writer for Screen Rant with a classics... Screen Rant? With a classics degree from King's College London, Samar has combined her passion for art, fantasy, and gaming with her flair for writing and storytelling. And we all know that modern games journalism involves a lot of storytelling, as in making up stories and passing it off as journalism. She is passionate about creativity and cultural representation within entertainment media and enjoys writing about games that value diversity and exclusivity.
Alrighty then.
Shouldn't this count as a diverse game? Because, I don't know, it's not white. That's what they all seem to enjoy. They all seem to hate white and white-related things. They hate white culture. They even deny that white culture exists. They deny that white people exist and simultaneously blame white people for most, if not all, the world's problems.
How dare you?
So, how is it that they're supposed to include any more diversity and inclusion in a Chinese game based on Chinese mythology featuring a monkey man who's established in Chinese lore? Now, that's a real question, because I honestly don't know. I'm not really sure what she's looking for here. Samar specializes in RPGs and survival genres, games that players need the most guidance in to overcome difficulty in complex puzzles, walkthroughs, and investigative quests. She enjoys offering up tips and tricks or how-tos on AAA games as well as smaller indie games. Samar loves anything and everything Dungeons and Dragons related. Oh, that doesn't surprise me, because I'm sure she's putting in that black female small person wheelchair-bound lesbian dragonkin chick. What? That's probably her main in Dungeons & Dragons. Aside from Baldur's Gate 3, her top favorite games are Minecraft, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, Elden Ring, Fallout 4, and Pokemon Sword and Shield. Outside of gaming, Samar enjoys watching anime, playing Magic the Gathering, and loves getting lost in a fantasy novel. Well, several of those things, anime, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, are all being usurped and co-opted by the left-wing LGBTQIAP++ woke agenda. So, no surprise, she purports to be interested in these things. You just take one look at her, and you go, yeah, that's exactly what I think about when I think about a modern-day, real gamer who enjoys action Souls-light RPGs, right? I mean, whenever I think of someone who's playing games like Black Myth, Wukong, or Elden Ring, Samar Abdian and her face just pop right up in my head. I think that's a real gamer.
You serious?
She's definitely not here to push propaganda under the guise of being a gamer. No. She's the real deal. And that's why she looked at Black Myth Wukong and said, it's not diverse enough. It's not inclusive enough.
If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace!
We need more... What, Samar? What do we need more of in this Chinese game based on Chinese mythology featuring Monkey Man? Tell me. What do we need more of? What should it include?
I don't know.
How much more diverse does it need to be? Perhaps they should have included more white people in their Chinese game. Would that make any sense? All facetiousness and sarcasm aside, obviously, I don't believe for even 1 second that Samar Abdian is actually a real gamer. What? I think she's here trying to play games insofar as she needs to push the agenda. Whether it's in Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, or any other area previously dominated by white males, she wants to come in there and make sure that white men know they're no longer welcome because they are not diverse enough, and including white men is exclusive. It's not inclusive.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
The goal, of course, is to either usurp the entire hobby with LGBTQIAP++ woke agenda propaganda, or to destroy it from within if they can't accomplish the first goal.
Of course!
And quite honestly, I don't think they care if the latter occurs. Great if they can co-opt it and push the propaganda through it, all the better. But if they have to take it down and burn it to the ground and stand atop the ashes, they'll do that too.
Of course!
Because when it comes right down to it, they don't really care. They don't care about Dungeons and Dragons. They don't care about video games. They don't care about Magic the Gathering. What they care about is the propaganda, the agenda, and pushing their woke narrative. This has been a rant about Screen Rant. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here, but don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and tap that notification bell icon. And a huge thank you and shout out to Super Real Gamer Drunken Dwarf and Real Gamer Cornelius Noland. And consider joining the channel. It's as cheap as $1.99 and you get to enjoy all of these special perks. Click join now. And if you want to support my channel in another way, consider picking up my novel, New Tokyo. It's available on Amazon in Kindle, Kindle Unlimited, and paperback formats. Link in the description. And, as always, my friends, for Fox's sake, stay real, keep playing, and never forget, yesterday's tomorrow is today's today.
Thing sucks!
Graham, watch out! A poisonous snake!